Okay, so here we have the lying hamstring curl. Now with the lying hamstring curl, again, similar to the kneeling hamstring curl, we're going to be working the shortened position of these hamstrings, which is relatively the weakest position that we're going to be able to place those hamstrings in. Now, in terms of this particular movement, there's a few setup considerations that we need to have. The first being that, again, we've got an axis of rotation. So in terms of knee alignment, it's very, very important that we align the knees with the point in which this lever arm wants to rotate around. So making sure that's matched up first is an absolute must. Next, we want to then be thinking about using the handles that are provided, pulling into those handles to secure our position in. And as you can see here, I've just added a foam pad here. This is just simply to create a little bit more of a break in the hips, which is going to help with the efficiency of the hamstrings movement. Now, when in this position, we've also got the input pad to consider. And ideally, most input pads can be altered to the position of the individual. This one, unfortunately, there isn't that luxury on. But when we're setting up that input pad, we want to make sure that it's pretty much just low down on the calf. Now, thinking about this particular exercise, what I want Jake to be thinking about is to be thinking about clenching his glutes first of all, almost thinking about keeping this pelvis tucked under as he then drives his heels through. So if you can show me that, Jake. So he comes through and he's working really, really hard not to allow too much extension through this lower back. And of course we might find that there's going to be a little bit, but it's really, really important just to keep tension through here through the whole time, and then ensuring that we're moving through Jake's active range. And again, this is something that we would probably assess with a lighter weight to begin with, making sure that he's getting all the way through and he's not selling the movement short. Again, I could support with this particular exercise. I could just offload that weight in his weakest position. And again, if you just come through one more for me, Jake. So again, holding this position. But last point that I want to consider is that when we are allowing that pad to go, move down, so if you slowly lower it, we're thinking about reaching the lower leg away for a stretch on the hamstrings. Couple of other considerations to make note of is that the calves do have a role in the first 15 degrees. So if you do feel the calves taking over, there is the option with some lying leg curls to adjust that starting position so that you're moving through less of a range. And again, one more consideration, sorry Jake, is to check this calf pad. What I want Jake to do is just move his feet away from it, so try and move down to the ground. As you can see, there's a little gap there, so I know that this calf pad is in a safe range for Jake.